Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we received the new 1.6.2 beta. This patch is 7.85 gigabytes, and it has some good changes. While I consider them minor, and I consider the patch in itself minor, I think these are good changes. I think there's a lot of back-end stuff that we currently do not see, and that is the reason for it being, 7.85 gigabytes. But with that being said, the link to the new beta patch will be down below, like always. And like always, I have a script, everything I say, all links that I've stated, they're all going to be on the screen right now. And also down below in the description for you to follow along or check out later. In this video, I'll be going over all the important changes. The minor changes and fixes will be on the screen as the video goes on, and you can pause the video to see the changes, or like always, you can follow the link in the description for more information and the full patch notes. So let's get into the changes. We're going to do single player, multiplayer, and then both. So single player first, they added 2 new Battanian armours, a new Aserai armor, and a Khuzait ornate battle crown. Very good to see. Then we got village level masks now updates correctly as the village hearth value changes. So the mask is actually what you see on the campaign map, and like all the little surrounding things next to it. Like if it's a farm village, then you'll see like some extra farms on there as the village grows and stuff of that nature. So they say a village mask changes the display of the village on the campaign map by adding buildings and production resources as the village hearth value grows, as I stated. Previously, it was only changed after raids or loading the game in again. So now you're going to see it change dynamically as time goes on, instead of it just being changed, let's say after a raid happens, and then when the village gets pretty much like, quotation marks, rebuilt, then you would see the new village, but now it's going to just like, once it hits that certain hearth level, it will change there, then and there. Next, they added a wealth comparison to the clan encyclopedia list page. Very cool to see. You can kind of see the comparisons between, what clans are doing good, what clans are doing not good. So good to see. Then when looting, the left side inventory is now by default sorted by value. So whenever you are looting after a battle, the left side is the stuff that you can pick up. The top value stuff will be at the top. Bottom value stuff will be at the bottom. Next, they added a battle size option of 800 between the 600 and 1000 option. They've talked about this in the past. It finally got added. Good to see. So people who did want that nice in between 600 and 1000, now you have the 800 option. Next, the bracing feature has been enabled for spears with handles with 230 base length and above. So if you make a spear and it has 230 base length, then you can use the bracing feature, which is used against cavalry, and it's a good way to stop them. Next, they introduced the ability to make peace with rebel clans that rebelled against other factions through dialogue. Diplomacy between the player clan and other clans has been made consistent across different clan types. Very good to see. Another way you can do kind of like, mini diplomacy in a way. Next, they changed the minor faction hero spawn chance from 10% per week to 10% per day. What this will do is pretty much make it so, we're going to see a lot more different characters running different parties and different minor factions. So good to see. They're not going to die out, because the problem was the devs saw that after like 30-40 in-game years, a lot of the minor factions died out, and this should help with that. And lastly, for single player, they added more reason dialogues to explain why the player can't take a quest. Good to see. Sometimes it's kind of, hard to tell why I can't take a quest, why it's not letting me, but now they actually, give you a little bit more, pretty much dialogue. Now onto multiplayer. There's only really one big change. Obviously, we have all the minor changes and bug fixes, but the big change is they implemented the level progression and customization system. You'll now be awarded loot for playing multiplayer games. This loot can be used to unlock various cosmetic items, which change the appearance of your character and troops. Good to see. Very good to see. Hopefully they add the rank system in as well. That's when I'm going to start playing, once the rank system is actually in. But this is a good thing to see. They have gone over it a couple times. I know some people are probably going to be like, oh my god, customization. Are they trying to go for, a pay-to-win scenario. No, they've talked about it previously a lot, and you know, if they were going for that, they would have started that from the beginning when the game was launched. But good to see. It adds a little bit more, I would say, you know, vibrance to the multiplayer, and that's, you know, again, good to see. Lastly, onto both. First one is kicks can now be interrupted by damage. So now kicks, you know, aren't as strong as they used to be. So before there were, in the last patch, 1.6.1, there were changes to kicks where, you know, if you missed your kick, there would be kind of like this little stagger you would do, which would kind of stun you for like, you know, split second or something of that nature. Now they can also be interrupted by you getting hit. So now you can't just spam kicks. It has to be kind of more strategic, which I like. Next, a lot of performance changes and CPU memory usage fixes. This is only showing a little bit on the screen right now, but it's been throughout the patch notes, and like always, very good to see performance changes. And then lastly, we have even more modding changes, and hopefully this does continue to help modders that are trying to make those big overhaul mods. I know there's still a lot of work to be done, and hopefully it keeps getting done by the patch notes. Every patch notes has had a very good substantial amount, and it's very good to see, and yeah, hopefully those mods can come out in the future. And that's pretty much all for the changes. Again, it's not that big of a patch. It's just, you know, it's not like the next major move. Like if it was a really big patch, you would see it be 1.7, but since you see it be 1.6.2, that pretty much means it's just like a minor patch. It's not a hot fix because there's stuff added and stuff, you know what I mean, changed, but yeah, it's just right above a hot fix in a way. But yeah, lastly, I'm going to end this video the same way I end most of my update and dev talk videos. I want to thank the developers for staying active and bringing good changes. Also, I have a video on how you can revert your game to any other patch released, or if you're having problems with the current patch, you can check out the video below. Also, if you're having crashes, I have another video down below in the description that you can check out. Also, just start a Patreon. It's just basic support. I do appreciate if you visit it, and hopefully this video is informative, and like always, stay safe.